Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Schneider. Welcome to the Song Club.
I knew it was a bad idea.
All right, welcome to another Song Club. Glad you're here. It's a wonderful day, and it's Song Club number 47. And I feel like, you know, in the Song Club, it's always a wonderful day, really. Maybe I should do this thing where you can actually see me. There we go. Oh, yeah. How about that? I guess I'm doing this in front of a live studio audience, which is kind of nice. It's always good to have people appreciate what you do, and it feels good, you know, after almost a year of, you know, not having that response. Now that I'm finally playing in front of a huge audience like this, yeah, I like it. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Nobody's wearing a mask in here either. They're just like, you know, fuck it. We're just going to breathe on each other. We're all breathing each other's air. And come what may. Come what may is what we're saying. Well, what's going on? Well, let me tell you. I've got a new album out, and it's called In a Room Full of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger. I do think it's maybe my best album, maybe since Lonely Land. I think overall as an album, as a collection of songs, I think it's maybe the best thing I've done. I know every time somebody says that and I hear it, I'm like, well, that's not true. For sure. It's like somebody saying, it's like a used car salesman saying, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Or, you know, a woman that or a guy that you're about to date, a guy that you're about to date that says, look, I've never hit a woman. Or a woman that might say, look, I'm not crazy. Anything that somebody leads with usually is never true. So for me to say, hey, I think this might be my best record as a collection of songs is going to lead me, if I were the listener, to go, I'll be the judge of that. And then I would use the word, I'll just use the initials MF. Because that's the, you know, when I'm like making judgments about people, that's the kind of language I use in my head. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's just go into my head and see what it sounded like. So this is what I'm hearing in my head. The best record that I've ever made. There's a collection of songs. I'll be the judge of that, motherfucker. Yeah. Because I'm always doubtful. You know, you get through the world as many times around the sun as I have, and you get to be what they would call a little scap of everything. Because what happens is the world is filled, it's lined, the road of life is lined with a little thing called disappointments. And they pile up. And after a while, you're like, look, no more disappointments. And how do you get no more disappointments? You keep your expectations below zero. And so that's where I'm at. So when somebody tells me something, I'm like, let me keep my expectations below zero. Icy cold. Frigid. Frosty. And so I get it. I get when I say that how some folks might be like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't know if you guys just heard that bling bling, but I did. And it kind of messed me up. Because I do feel like up until this point, this show was perfect. And now there was that little dring, which I think you heard. And now you're like, what the fuck am I even listening to? What am I even listening to? If that guy's like, can't even turn off his device, what am I even listening to? Well, let me tell you, you're listening to the Song Club. And I'm Bob Schneider. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're all here. Anyways, so I started my Patreon three years ago and some change now. And the idea was to do a couple things. To share the demos that I make every week with fans, and also to raise capital to record records. And I've been able to do that, and I was able to do that for my last record, this new record, In a Room Full of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger. So thank you so much if you are indeed a Patreon supporter, because you made it possible for me to make this record. So thank you. Like I said, I think it's a good one, and I hope you agree. And we're going to listen to it today. And if you are part of my Patreon, you get it months before the rest of the world. The rest of the world will be able to stream it and do whatever they do nowadays with music in 2 or 3 months. But for the lucky few that are on Patreon, you guys get the record right now. In fact, it just came out last night. Hopefully you guys got it, and hopefully you'll let me know what you think of it. And I'm just going to go through it, and we'll talk about it as we do it. We'll start with the first song on the album, called "Boys You Like." It's one of the better songs that I've written. Again, I don't know where any of this stuff comes from. I kind of arranged these songs to create sort of a narrative. And it's sort of the narrative of maybe the last 10 years of my life. Or somebody similar to me, a guy. And his relationship with the world. Because that's all I know is me. Me and the relationships I've had with, women or the world or death or love. Or whatever. Now, I wish I could pretend to be something else, and I do. I write a lot of songs where I pretend to be something besides a dude in his 50s, or in his late 40s, as I like to say. But that's kind of stupid to do that. Because I only have this one point of view, and to get a rounded view of the world, you need all points of view. And I have mine, and that's kind of where this album comes from. So this first song I feel like is the youngest version of the narrator. I call him the narrator, even though it's me. It's not always necessarily me. It's not that these songs are autobiographical or that the events that happen to the song happen to me, but the emotional structure of the songs is very similar to the emotional architecture inside of me. God damn, am I on NPR or something talking like that? Jesus Christ, boy. I don't know if y'all been keeping up, but we in that pandemic, bruh. Maybe because we in that pandemic, bro, all of a sudden my brain got real smart. Damn. I was listening to that and I was like, who is this guy? Is this Tom Hanks? Have I turned into Tom Hanks? Have I turned into Bruce Springsteen? Because damn, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about, boy. Yeah, I don't know if you've been listening, boy, but we in that pandemic, bruh. Anyways, I digress. But, let's listen to this first song. It's called Boys You Like. I do believe the narrator here is at his youngest, most robust. He's having a good time. This guy in this song is having a good time. Let's check him out. Oh, I like that. Pretty nice. Oh, if I heard this, I'd be like, yeah. Oh, you know what I did? I got that instrumental version, baby. Oh, yeah. I got that instrumental version of the song. You can't hear the lyrics. You know that's what I'm saying. I'm the kind of boys you like. All right, maybe we should listen to the actual version with the lyrics. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Hard and heavy, high and silly boys with names like Luke or Billy. Hard to catch, young and rough, who can't get enough. Without a job or money, sweet as nails and soft as honey. Always fun but love to fight. I know what kind of boys you like. Iced up wrists like igloos, driving round in BMWs, using words like indignatious, sleeves full of faces. Wide-eyed pups all alone, made of glass and skin and stones, but your secret's safe with me tonight. I know what kind of boys you like. Boys with mouths like canyons, you could ride a horse or stand in.
Damn, that's a pretty good start. I got to say that's a pretty good start. Man, normally I would have stopped the song after about the first verse, but man, that is some good stuff there. And I like that accent that I'm using in that song. It's I call it the serious guy accent, like that guy's holding an acoustic guitar. His balls smell like good. They're not like. If you were to smell that guy's balls, you'd be like, yeah, these smell like balls, but they're not like, it's not like a horrible, it's just like a freshly washed and dried set of balls on that guy. I've written some songs where you're listening to them and you're like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to smell this guy's balls. Or I've written some other songs where you're like, I really need to smell this guy's balls because they're probably smell like cherries. But that song, I feel like the guy who's singing that song, his balls just smell like balls. Not overpowering, but just like a ball-like smell. So if you're into balls, you'd probably want to smell that guy's balls. Just depends on where you're at in the ball game. Are you in the ball game? Are you playing ball? Because if you are, those are the balls for you, boy. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, brah. I like to say that to my son all the time. He's tired of it. He doesn't like to hear it. So yeah, so there's that guy. And now maybe he's getting a little older. Maybe he's been in a relationship. Maybe he's been married, because obviously this next song is about a divorce or a breakup. And the one thing about divorces, the one thing about big breakups is you learn a lot about yourself and about your ability to be in a relationship. And hopefully with that knowledge, you can figure out how to maybe do it better the next time. But you learn something, you grow, you learn. And I think that's what this next song's about. But instead of it being like, oh, I'm so, sad and this sucks and go fuck yourself and I'm going to fucking stalk you, bitch, and I'm going to take all your fucking shit and slander your name. He's like, no, I love it. I love everything. I love everything about this life. Even though this is really hard, I love it because I'm getting to have an experience. I'm learning. I'm growing. Is this motherfucker the Buddha? I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, bruh. All right, let's listen to it. I'm going to put on my sunglasses for this song. Oh, I did it again, and I'm playing the damn instrumental version of it. Maybe I'll just do that the whole show. Every time I play this song, it'll be the instrumental.
You can have the money, the house, and the car. Take everything I've ever made so far to get away, so I won't see it again. Leave me here a broken man, that's okay, cause everything you think you own's a lie. Everything you think you know's just some lullaby, just say that I really don't care.
I'ma try to act cool and keep from falling apart. Try to build a wall around my heart, but I must confess. Well, that song's good. Man, I'm telling you, this whole album's good. I know you're gonna get tired of me saying it, but it's true. It's true. So yeah, so that guy's gone through a divorce, but he's still, he's still got a few years. He's still a dreamer. He's still got some vitality left in him. He's ready to go out and see what he can see in the world, and then maybe a buddy of his dies. A buddy of his. In fact, that's what did happen to me. In fact, y'all just hang out here real quick, and I'm gonna do something which I don't normally do. I think you might have just seen my butt crack, which is real cool. Anyways, I should have done this earlier. I gotta see if my butt crack is showing, because if it is, oh, kind of. You could kind of see it. If you're into butt crack, you could have just seen it. Oh. Anyways, what I wanted to get was I wanted to show you this. This is a drawing that my friend Joey Walden did, and he probably painted 1,000 of these, and he called them shoebirds. And this is what he writes: Bob, thanks for the years of entertainment, inspiration, and enlightenment. Peace, love, happy, Joey. And it's got a bird holding a damn syringe on the back. I tell you, Joey Walden, one of my favorite people in the world. Anyways, so the first line of this song references that. People might be like, what the hell are you talking about in this song? Well, now you know. Joey's shoebirds. Anyways, this goes out to you, Joey, wherever you are. I hope you're around. I hope you're listening to this. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, I know if you're around, you're enjoying it. You're a beautiful dude. A little scary. Beautiful dude. Oh, and I did it again. I started the damn instrumental version. Am I going to do that every time? So far, I'm 100%.
Am I a bird? Am I a shoe? Or am I something strange and new? Alive and alone and blue like you. And am I falling through the sky like a little lullaby, far away and far too high? Beautiful bird, beautiful bird, fly away. Do good work, hurt no one, point the truth like a gun.
Man, I'm going to start crying here in a second. Listen to that song. Man. Life. Life's no joke, man. I will say that. Life is no motherfucking joke. I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, bro. Anyways. Miss you, Joey. All right, let's keep going on with this record. God damn it. So there's that song. You know, the guy's learning. The guy's growing. The guy's learning. And I feel like that's what's going on here. There's this journey And as we go through life, hopefully we learn. Everybody learns something. Some people try to deny the things they've learned. Some people try to run from it. But even if you're running from it, you're learning something. Even people that seem to know nothing or try to act ignorant, they've learned something. Everybody always gets, we're amazing computers, humans. And we're always learning. And whatever we do, there's something about the reason there's always a reason for what we do, and it's because of something we learned. And so that's what's going on. I believe with this character in this standing in this room full of blood with a sleeping tiger. By the way, I wanted to call the record "Getting Older" because I think that's what it's about. I think it's about this journey of going through life and getting older and what you learn along the way. But everybody I said that to was like, don't call it getting older, because that ain't cool. That ain't rock and roll. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, brah. I was like, I know. That's what makes it cool. That's like the cool title, is because that's like you're not going to get Bon Iver doing a record called Getting Older. He's going to do like, I'm touching myself in the forest or whatever he calls his records. I don't know. I don't even know that guy's name. It's not Bon Iver. It's not Bon Iver. Whatever it is. People know. There are people in the world that know what that guy's real name is. But here's what I know. If you know that guy's real name, then you're probably a fan. And he's got a lot of fans. I will say that. He's got way more fans than I do. Jesus Christ, if he did a goddamn podcast or a song club, everybody'd be like, ooh, have you checked out that Bon Iver's song club? He's got some more songs where he's singing through the thing that makes his voice go to 4 pitches. Really? No, man, he doesn't use that anymore. He does some other stuff now. Ooh, really? Whoa. Yeah. Guess how that makes me feel when somebody's talking about somebody that's not me. Not good. When somebody's like, hey, man, have you heard? I'm like, stop right there. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, brah. Don't talk to me about other songwriters or singers. Talk to me about the schniz B Schniztronic. That's what I want to hear about and talk about. All right, anyways, let's get on with this record, because god damn it, it's a fucking masterpiece. This record is a masterpiece. Did I write it? Yeah. Can I be subjective about it? Or objective? I don't know the difference between the two. No, I can't. But it's a fucking masterpiece. Having said that, it is straight up. Let's listen to this next song. It's called Lord of the Flies. A lot of people call it Space Force, but it's called Lord of the Flies. I talk about the Space Force in it. When I wrote this song, I didn't know there was a thing called the Space Force. A friend of mine suggested Space Force as the song game phrase of the week, and I thought that was a cool phrase. I was like, I feel like I can make a song with that phrase. So I wrote the song, and then afterwards I found out that there was a thing called the Space Force, and that it was going to be like the Air Force, but it was going to be called Space Force. And I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't know that before I wrote the song, because I would have probably written a different kind of song. Now, the other thing that had happened right around the time I wrote the song is that Anthony Bourdain had committed suicide, which I found to be very... I don't know. Confusing, I guess. Because he just seemed like he had the world by the tail. Good-looking guy, very successful career, had kids, and just killed himself. And I don't know. I didn't know how to process that, but I put it in the song as sort of a thing that happened. just like things happen all the time. Things happen. And you just got to deal with them or not deal with them and move on or not move on. Anyways, I don't know what this song's about, to tell you the truth. Life is strange and chaotic and mysterious. I don't know. I've learned all this stuff, and I'll tell you all my opinions and all my judgments and all my guesses, but at the end of it, it means zero. Doesn't mean a thing. I don't know fucking shit. I mean, I know if you've been keeping track, you know we in that pandemic, bro, but still, other than that, it's very mysterious. But there is this thing that, like, you know, you get to work, you do your thing, you give yourself titles, father, husband, man, provider, Space Force captain, I don't know. And then by creating these titles in this sort of pseudo imaginary structure in your life, it sort of makes you feel like you've got it under control and everything's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't. And at the end of the day, you might wrap a belt around your neck and lean against the door and let yourself slowly ease down towards the floor and go to sleep. Never wake up again. And be missed by all the people that love you. And really, that's what this song's about, I guess. It's about life and how crazy and chaotic it is. And the only real solution is to figure out a way to love despite all of it. All right, let's check it out.
I'm in the Space Force now, I'm on my way back home. I got my cell phone on, so I'm never alone. I heard he hung himself from the bathroom wall. I'm in the Space Force and I'm having a ball. I'm in the Space Force now, I got a brand new hat. He used to hold me down just like that. But the flames rose up and took you away. I'm in the Space Force, so it's okay. It may come as no surprise. It may come as no surprise. I'm in the Space Force. Did you get my card? I wrote it to you from the bottom of my heart. I swore I'd always be a friend to you. I'm in the Space Force, so you know it's true. I'm in the Space Force now, work out all the time. Got my butt to poke out and teeth to shine. But I'm at the point where I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'm in the Space Force, so you better die. And they come as no surprise. When you peel away the lie. Oh, they come as no surprise. I'm the Lord of the Flies.
Well, there you have it. That's Lord of the Flies. Also, forever to be requested by the name Space Force. Hey man, can you play Space Force? And then somebody's gonna ask me that, and I'm gonna make up a song that has nothing to do with Lord of the Flies called Space Force about robots in space. And then they're gonna be like, damn, that dude's a dick. And I'll be like, get the name right, motherfucker. So there's that song. And then, you know, here's what I think about music. I think it needs to represent a little of everything. I don't like music where it's just, oh shit, hold on, my dial-up's off. There we go. I think I'm back online. I think it needs to represent stuff like life. The records where it's just one thing, where it's all like depressing, or where it's all like angry, or where it's all like earnest. I'm like, that's not life. Life's like everything. Life, like 1 minute you're crying and the next minute you're laughing, and then you're angry, and then you're happy, then you're sleepy, then you're full of energy, then you're like, you know, it's all of it. So I like to put humor in my records. The problem, you can't do a joke song. You can't put a joke song on the record, because if it's just a joke, once you've heard it once, you don't want to hear it again. So humor in records is I don't know. There's a balance there that you have to have between it. It has to have some gravitas. There has to be some. It can't just be funny. It has to mean something, and it has to have sort of a darker underbelly or something attached to it that's not just the joke. Anyways, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But let's listen to this next song, because it's funny, but it's also true. And it's not, I think it is a song you can listen to and not necessarily get tired of, because it's not necessarily, I guess what I'm saying is, it's not, the thing that makes the song good isn't necessarily the joke, but the underlying meaning. All right, let's listen to it.
I got these big baby eyes, they're my only disguise. I'm late to bed, but I'm early to rise. No, those aren't tears in my eyes. I hardly ever cry. I could wrap you in my thighs. I'm a man. I got a Japanese tan that I got in Japan. I got these hungry hands, and they're soft as cans. And I've got a head full of fantastic plans. I'm a man. And I got needs, they're wild like weeds. As many as sunflowers got seeds. And I'm down here in the reeds. If you cut me, I will bleed. So please don't cut me.
Yeah, so there's that song. I'm a Man. Wonderful band that played on this record. A lot of the same guys that I've always used. Dwight Baker produced it. He's produced everything since Lovely Creatures. He's a wonderful producer. Keeps everything on track. Comes up with a lot of great ideas. I think he might have come up with the idea of doing that sort of in that reggae, very sparse sort of reggae style. Originally, it was sort of an Americana country vibe. But I like that sort of, I don't know, Caribbean sound. That's Conrad Chacroon on drums. He plays all the drums on this record, plays the percussion. Dave Monzi does all the bass playing on the record. Does a wonderful job. We got Clint Wells and Billy Harvey did all the guitar work on the record. Billy Harvey also did some background vocals. He also played some keyboards. He's kind of the all-around guy, Billy Harvey. Billy's played on everything since I guess since Lovely Creatures. Even before that, the Californian he was on. I'm Good Now he produced. He's done everything except for Lonely Land. Billy Harvey's been a huge part of. That guy, the reason that my records sound the way they sound is because Billy Harvey and his genius. He basically has taken, he'll take what I do, which is very straightforward songwriting, very straightforward sounding songs, and he really makes them sound different and unlike anything else. So I love the way my records sound because I don't think they sound like other things, and that's got everything to do with Billy Harvey. And then David Boyle played all the keyboards. David's, of course, from the Scabs. He was the keyboard player in the Scabs, and then he played on Lovely Creatures, Perfect Day, I'm Good Now, this record. Maybe played on King Kong. No, he didn't. He played on Blood and Bones. Incredible, an amazing keyboard player. And as with all these guys, I don't tell them what to do. I just give them the song, and I'm like, you figure it out. And they're all wonderful writers and very creative, and they have wonderful musical aesthetics. And I'm very grateful to be able to work with all of those guys. They're so talented and wonderful. Anyways, let's listen to this next song. It's the title track. And it's basically it's a love song, and it's I feel like these three songs, I'm a Man, In a Room Full of Blood, and the next one, Small Dreams, are sort of a love story. And the first song, I'm a Man, is like, hey baby, what's up? Like they're just meeting and like, yo, this is who I am. I'm a man. And then the next one's like getting to know the person and kind of falling in love. And that's what this one is, the falling in love part of the story. That was Conrad counting it.
Hours of forever, I'm running down your street, pulling rainbows out my feet. Flames cover all your kisses, I'm a psychedelic freak. Alone here on the moon, holding a spoon full of wishes just for you. The day will come, we'll have to go. Until then, please just let me know that you want to go with the flow. Let go with the flow. I mean, go with me down the street to the place where all our dreams don't get beat down or crushed. Your breath on my neck, it's like meth, I'd sell my shit. Your mouth is so blue, all I do is think of you.
Man, I just love all that. Your breath on my neck, it's like meth. I mean, it sounds weird me complimenting it sounds weird to me hearing myself compliment myself, but I love when I stumble, and that's what it feels like when I stumble on a good lyric, because I'm just writing everything down. When I'm writing a song, I'm just writing it all down, and most of it's bullshit, but you don't hear that part. And then it's like those miners for gold. They're in the stream, and most of it's like rocks and mud and bullshit, and then every once in a while you look down and there's a nugget of gold. And that your breath on my neck, it's like meth, I'd sell my shit. Just that train is just like a nugget of gold. And you just pick it out and you put it over here and you try to find enough gold to make a song. And sometimes, you know, the best songs, they're all gold nuggets. And then the okay songs where you find a couple nuggets and then you're like, well, I'll paint a couple of these rocks gold. Nobody will know the difference. And then the worst songs are when you just find pure dick and then you just can't paint everything gold. You're like, that's gold, bitch. And then some people will be like, yeah, it looks like gold. I guess it's gold. But, you know, the discerning listener will be like, that ain't gold. That's a piece of rock that somebody painted gold. You can see where the paint's coming off, you motherfucker. Anyways, yeah, that's what I think. So anyways, along this sort of love saga that's happening in the record, the next one I feel like is Now They're in Love, and it's sort of like, you know, this next song feels like, all right, let's make a go of this. It's serious now. It's you know, maybe let's get married. Maybe let's start a life together. That's what this next song feels like.
Well, I take your small dreams and put them with mine, and we'll be fine. Well, I know you won't burn everything down, 'cause that's what you do. But I have found that if you let go of that tiger's tail, you might feel better. I mean, hell, it might run away. It might turn on you. Either way, you won't have to worry about what that tiger gonna do. And maybe you can begin to make a brand new start. Dig up that old broken heart. Hold it under the water until you're feeling no pain. And let it out into the light again.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's shit's, you know, shit's getting real now. And so yeah, so maybe, you know, now they're in love. Maybe they've moved in together now. They're living together and things are good. And that's where we're at on this next song. Things are good. Things are going along mostly good. Everything's, you know, little bumps here and there, but in love. So now in love. And I like this. I love this song because it's got my wife singing with me on the chorus. You can hear her. She's got a very high voice. She's singing on the chorus of this song, so it does make me smile when I hear it. You know, the song's from a few years ago, and reminds me of a very romantic time in my relationship with my wife. So it's very sweet. And it goes like this. Here we go.
I'd like to hang around with you while the world turns blue. I'd like to hang around with you while the world turns blue. We don't have to run around like we used We don't want to, baby. I'd like to hang around with you while the world turns blue. I'd like to hang around with you while the world turns blue. I think by now our debt's been paid. All the games played. Step back and look, we've got it made. I'd like to hang around with you while the world turns blue. I'd like to hang around with you while the stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Thanks, Spectrum, for being fucked. And I should have plenty of bandwidth because I'm paying for plenty of bandwidth, but for some reason it's shitty out where I live. And whenever I call Spectrum and ask them about it, they're like, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, I want my money back. And they're like, you can't have it back because we already spent it on bitches and cocaine and yachts and whatever the fuck they spend their money on. And then I'm like, well, can you at least fucking give me what I'm paying for? And they're like, no, I don't know if you've been keeping track, but we in that pandemic, brah. And I'm like, God damn it. So anyways, that's what's going on in the world turns blue. And then, so now we're a little farther along in this relationship, and now they're settled down, and the guy's become a father, and he's, he's not out partying, he's taking, he's going to work, doing, being responsible, and that's what this next song is all about. It's called THOR. Once again, I'm pilfering the Marvel universe or the comic universe for characters and using them royalty free. Royalty free, and hoping that they'll, maybe get used in one of these movies. And so far, nobody's used it. I mean, I wrote that Batman song fucking 9 Batman movies ago, and they've never used it. Come on, guys. Come on, DC Comics. Fucking take your shitty movies and make them better by using my music. Now, Marvel, on the other hand, they're doing pretty good without me, but still, come on. Here's a song. Use it. Thor is the god of thunder, but he's also a family man. Settled down in Milwaukee and he's got himself a wife and daughter. He works for the Bank of America. He does it all for love. At night he likes to go down to the karaoke bar and sing his favorite songs by his very favorite bands. He's got a minor drinking problem he has not addressed. He really does his best, but it's getting out of hand. And Thor likes the Green Bay Packers. They're his own team. He's an owner too. And one day, while he was driving, he got into a fender bender. It took all his patience not to kill the other guy. All he really had to do was let his hammer fly. But that rage and destruction stuff had really lost its charm. He put it all behind him forever. And Thor is the son of Odin, but that that's not all he is. Oh no, and 'cause maybe people can change, not who they are, but maybe their way. And Thor is the god of thunder.
Maybe people can change, not who they are, because you can't. You are who you is. But you can change how you show up and what you do. That's the thing you can change. You're always going to be, I don't know, whoever you are. You get bent a certain way. You're always going to have that bend. But you don't necessarily have to act the way you did when you were younger as you get older. And that's definitely what that song's about. I did co-write that song with Matt the electrician. He came over one day. We did a little co-write, and he played some chords on his guitar. He's an amazing guitar player, and so I took those chords and wrote that song "Thor" on top of them, and loved the way it turned out. And it's weird when you're writing with somebody, you kind of keep them in mind when you're writing, and I really kind of wrote that song with sort of his voice, or what I think Matt's voice is, Matt Seaver. And so when I finished the song, and I was like, hey man, this is what I came up with, and I sent it to him. I thought he would be like, oh, this is amazing, I love this song. And he was like, yeah, it's okay. I was like, oh, I thought I'd written like the perfect Matt the Electrician song. Turns out I hadn't. I just wrote a song that I like a lot. The other thing about that song is I'm a big Packers fan. My ex-in-laws are from Madison, and my ex-wife's from Madison, and they're all big Packers fans. And so I didn't really watch football until my son started taking an interest in it when he was 5 or 6, and then really got into it. And now I love it and watch all the games, and big Packers guy, because they are, and I've become one as well. And I thought that Packers line was pretty funny, and I couldn't wait to go to Milwaukee or Madison and play it. And the first time I played it in Milwaukee, I thought I'd get a big laugh, because I get a laugh kind of everywhere when I say that line. Thor is likes the Green Bay Packers. He's an owner too. And when I played it in Wisconsin, nobody laughed. They didn't get the joke. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. They don't get it because they don't think that that's funny. So I learned something, which is, if you're going to make a joke about somebody, maybe don't tell them the joke, because they're probably not going to find it that funny. All right, and so that leads us to the next song, which is, I feel like this is my favorite song ever written about a relationship. And it's about having been in a relationship for a long, long time. And what that is, which is, it's not about the romance. It's not about this sort of drug-like ether that you can find yourself in that you think is going to solve all your problems. And that's that's tough. That's a tough thing to deal with. And then you have to decide, why am I in this relationship? What am I doing? It's not making me happy. And that's the thing about relationships. They're not there to make you happy. You have to figure out what it is that makes you happy. That's not anybody else's job. It's not your relationship's job, your work's job, the world's job, your president's job, your TV's job, whatever you rely on, the God's job. You got to figure that out. You got to change your perspective. You've got to do the work on yourself. That's where you're going to get some relief. And I see a lot of people that are unhappy in their lives. They're in relationships, they're married, they have kids, and they're unhappy, and they're like, well, it's got to be the relationship. It can't be anything else. It can't be me. I can't be the problem. I don't know if you've been keeping it dry, but we in that pandemic, bruh. Anyways, I do truly love this song. The weird thing about recording a song that you really like is you want it to be really great. And putting that kind of undue pressure on a song is not a good thing. And I think I put a lot of pressure on myself when we recorded this song. And I was kind of disappointed, actually, in the way it came out. I was like, it's just not... It's just not... It doesn't sound like Bridge Over Troubled Waters, you know? It doesn't sound like that song that's like the great hit song. And so I having said that, I love the way it turned out. I like the way it turned out. This whole record turned out in a way that I wasn't expecting it to. I thought, because I was so happy about all this collection of songs, I was like, oh, this is going to be this incredible record. But what it turned out to be was a very quiet, small sounding record. And at the end of the day, I think that's what makes it so good, is that it is just about a person in their relationship with the world. And that's a small thing. The world is huge. It's a big, giant thing. And a lot of people write songs. Imagine Dragons and the Rolling Stones or whoever, or Pink Floyd, write these huge songs about. And that's not what this is. This is just a song about being a human being and what that experience is. And so because of that, I am very happy with the way it turned out. I like the fact that it's small. In fact, when we were mixing it, that was the one thing, the only note that I had, Dave McNair mixed and mastered. He's mixed and mastered everything. The only note I had was like, make it smaller. Make it, make it take out instruments. Anyways, we ended up with this song, and here it is, American Jesus. Oh, and what's wonderful is how shitty the stream is. Thanks, Spectrum, for making it so shitty that it's all pixelated to fuck. So, I mean, if you're listening to the podcast, you're like, what are you talking about, Bob? The audio quality is fine. Yeah, because the audio quality is the last thing to go. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're like, what the fuck? Is he using some sort of filter that makes everything look pixelated as fuck? No, I'm not. That's called Spectrum saying, hey, we'll give you this, and then you give us the dollars. And I'm like, here are the dollars. And then they're like, oh, remember we said we were going to give you that? Guess what we're going to give you? This stream of urine. All right, now have fun using that stream of urine to carry your content and ideas to your fans. Okay, thanks, Spectrum, for that urine. Can I pay you the urine amount, or do I need to still pay you the full dollar amount? They're like, oh, you're going to pay us the full dollar amount. Oh, okay, cool. That sounds great. All right, let's listen to this song.
American Jesus, and I can't be your exciting career. And I know you never asked me for either, but I know somehow I've let you down, my dear. But I know well the sound of your laughter, and I've made a map of all your fears, and I'll take you home when this party's over. I'll still take you home after all these years.
Yeah, there you have it, American Jesus. Yeah, it's a real song about real relationships. So there's that, and then the next song on the album is sort of the riding off into the sunset. Like, okay, we've come here, we've gotten this far, we've been in this relationship for a long time, we've figured out the problems, we've resolved some of the issues, we've decided to accept the stuff that doesn't work and be okay with it, because the stuff that does work makes it worthwhile. So let's, we're good to go. We're ready to go head out on the long, and that's kind of where this song came from. And it also came from this idea that even though things are dark or seem dark or seem ominous, that there is some hope in the, there's always hope. No matter how kind of effed up things get, there's always hope. And that's what this song is. And normally this would be the last song of the album. Let's listen to it. It's called The Sun's Coming. And you're like, yeah, all right, finally, something I can, shake a butt cheek. I can clap one butt cheek against the other butt cheek and make it go clap, 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 clap. Get my butt cheeks clapping together, getting them clapping. Gotta have a lot of butt cheek to get it to clap. If you don't got a lot of butt cheek, it's hard to make it clap. It'll only go, it won't go slap, slap, slappity, slappy, slap, slappity, slap, slap, slappity.
Yours smells like Coca-Cola and tangerine.
That's what they need to do, make that Coca-Cola tangerine flavor, baby.
Your smile's like a skyscraper, it's really what I mean.
That's a pretty good line, Bobby Schneider, bitty, bitty, witty, ditty.
Blowing in the breeze, these trees in my head look like the dead, they melt like cheddar.
That's college psychedelia.
This dream we are living, it'll get you scared to death before you feel better.
That's called a lot of anxiety in my head.
It's not time now.
Yeah.
It's not time now.
Oh, this is the remix.
Sun's coming.
But the sun's coming, y'all. The sun's coming, y'all. The sun's coming. The sun's coming. Yeah. Ah, that's me getting all into it. And doing a lot of extra stuff. You're like, hey man, shut up so I can listen to the song. Well, if you want to listen to the song, all you gotta do is join my Patreon. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bob Schneider. Join today and you get this whole record. Plus you get all the songs that I've put out on Patreon so far. There's so many. And you'll get brand new songs every month. You'll also get live streams every Monday night. I'm providing so much entertainment, it's crazy. I'm like CBS. But, yeah, I'm exactly like CBS, I was going to say. But CBS is free, but it's not. You got to pay for it now if you want all access. And that's what it is with B. Schnitty. I've got the stuff, but here's the thing. I got the free stuff, like this podcast, but you don't have to listen to commercials. So it's free. It's not just like, oh, it's free, but you got to listen to commercials. That's not free. If you got to listen to commercials, it ain't free. Somebody's getting paid. Nobody's getting paid for this. This is all free. But if you want to listen to that song without me all shibbity-biddy slap, butt slap all over it, you got to go to patreon.com/Bob Schneider. Join today. You can do it for as little or as much as you want, depending on how much BDE you've got. You got a lot of BDE? Slap down $20 a month. You really want to show me what you got? $100 a month. When you put down $100 a month, basically what you're saying is, I won the game. That game of life that you're playing? I won. Did you? Probably not. Did you slap down $100 a month? No. The only people that are slapping down $100 are basically the winners. The winners are like, hey, I won. I know it, and I'm going to let everybody know it. Now, if you're doing $5 a month, maybe you're thrifty. Did you win the game of life? No. Are you still playing it? Yeah, you're still playing it. You're in the game. I mean, there's a chance you're going to win, but probably not. But, you're going to enjoy yourself while you're playing it. Anyways, that should have been the last song. That was going to be the last song, and then I was like, no, man, that's not the last song, because that's not what it is. You know what the last song is in life? The Grim Reaper comes. What? No. No, not yet. Come back later, bitch. Yeah, that's coming for everybody.
After you fell out your chair, strawberries in your hair. After you fell off the face of the moon. Well, I thought I'd let you know, just in case you're listening, bro. What happened after you were gone? The band played on. The band played on. Well, you meant the world to me. You were all I'd ever need. My one true love until you were gone. But you left me here to rot. Left me with all that I'm not. But what I found before too long, the band played on.
Well, there it is. That's That's the record, baby. I hope you enjoy it. I can't be more proud of it, and I definitely have the feeling like I'll never make a record this good again. Like, it's like Paul Simon made Graceland. Somehow he made Graceland at that late stage in his career. It's a masterpiece. Is this as good as Graceland? Yes. Is it better than Graceland? Probably. Is it going to ever get as much recognition as Graceland? Hopefully. Anyways, my next record will probably be like Rhythm of the Saints. It won't be as good as Graceland. And then the records after that are going to be really bad for a while. And then he'll make some records that are kind of okay. But this is probably it for me, in terms of greatest records ever. But you never know. I've proven myself wrong with this record, in fact. So it's been fun hanging out with you in the Song Club. I hope to see you again. Again, patreon.com/Bob Schneider. Join today. Get all the goodies. You can also check out my other podcast, I'm Okay, You're Okay, I'm Not Okay, You're Not Okay, that I do with my friend Clint Wells. Until next time, let's just listen to this and we'll get out of here. Thanks, everybody.